Mind if I?
Sure.
Alrighty. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Doing good? Yeah. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well, as Alexia mentioned, my name is JJ Infantes. I am joined today with Juan Infantes, who's the founder of our company, Jebba Construction, who is also my father. So we are a father-son family-run business. I'm also accompanied by Angelo Mendoza. He is our lead project manager and does a great job for us. First off, I just really want to thank Jose for inviting us and speak today, talk a little bit about ourselves, our company, what we offer, who we work with, and our services and so forth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So before I talk about us, our company, just want to talk a little bit about myself and my father, and so you guys can get to know us a bit. So a little bit of context on my father. Juan was born and raised in Peru, and he moved to the United States in March of 1989. He moved here with a passion and a dream for a new life. Didn't know he was going to be involved in construction yet, but just knew that he wanted to be in the United States to find new opportunities and so forth. The first 11 years that my father was here in this country, he developed a strong passion for construction. More importantly, helping clients really turn their renovation visions into realities and helping them with their dream projects and so forth. So with all that being said, he founded our company in 1998, and that is how Jebba Construction was born. I grew up around job sites throughout my entire childhood, being at job sites with my father, working on different things with him. Always had a love for construction, just didn't know that it was going to be my future at that point yet. As I got older, I graduated from George Mason with a degree in communications and just really fell in love with building and just being on job sites, helping our clients really turn these renovation dreams and home building dreams into reality. So I've been on the team ever since 2020, and I run all of our operations practically at Jebba Construction. So just a little bit about us and who we are. So this is some pictures of us through the years. My dad really wanted to show off his mustache from back in the first tool in the 90s, and that was the first real Jebba Construction ever purchased. So just a couple pictures of us throughout the years and so forth. So a little bit about who we are, more than nitty-gritty details of exactly who Jebba Construction is. So we are a mid to high tier design build contractor, specializing in fully residential construction. We used to take on to commercial projects, but just realized that our niche and our passion was really for residential construction, home building and remodeling for our clients and so forth. We do have a Class A contractor's license, so we can handle a variety of projects. We typically focus on a lot of custom large-scale remodels, but we also do custom homes, some additions throughout the year, and garages, sheds, anything that has to do with the residential landscape and workspace. We pride ourselves in being a one-stop shop. That's why we are a design build contractor. So when your clients do come and partner with us, they are dealing with us from the birth of their project, as I like to call it, all the way to the completion. So any design work that's needed, we assist them with coordinating with expert designers. We work with some incredible vetted vendors for finished materials and all selections needed for the project. And then we obviously handle a lot of the construction ourselves. We've also had partnerships with a lot of our subcontractors for multiple years, and they're all really great people. And we really pride ourselves in just providing that one-stop shopping experience for our clients and so forth. So Jebba Construction is built off of 5 pillars. This is really what we try to strive for on a day-to-day basis. I believe that our team does a great job exemplifying these 5 characteristics. And when you are hiring us as your contractor, we truly believe that this is everything that you're getting from us. So those pillars are honesty, teamwork, craftsmanship, family, and hard work. The main pillar that I really want to touch on today that I feel like really sets us apart from other contractors is honesty. I am not in the business of wasting clients' time and people's time. So we really want to provide an experience for a client that is going to fit their needs, their goals, and mainly their budgets as well. So we really strive on honesty with our clients from that first initial phone call and setting good expectations so we have a good experience and a good project base with them. Obviously, family is really important for us as well. We are a family-run business, so behind the scenes, my mother and also sister do some stuff for us, and all of our team members are practically family to us. The other saying that we have at Jebba Construction is, once you become a part of our story, you're family forever. So a lot of our clients that work with us repeat us and use us again, and they really become a part of our family environment here at Jebba Construction. So our process, this is a brief overview of our generic process. Now, we handle a variety of different projects. So our homes and additions are going to look a little bit different. Our kitchens and bathrooms are going to look a little bit different as well. But this is a brief overview of kind of what our process looks like when your clients do contact us, or even yourself if you contact us for any work in your home. So we do an initial free consultation. So typically that starts off with a free phone consultation. Typically that lasts anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes. Typically I run a lot of those conversations and really just try to get the details that are important for the project. So we're talking about budget, timeline constraints, project scope, to make sure we're, a good fit for you and it's a project that we can handle, and we can provide an exceptional service for. If all those checkpoints kind of match with our clients and we feel like we're a perfect fit for them, we then do an in-person free consultation at their home. So we'll go by, take a look at the job site, or the space or the lot, and we will take some measurements, talk about design, initial design ideas, just get a brief understanding of what's going on with the project and so forth. After that, we typically sit down and kind of give you guys some averages and ballpark estimates on kind of what things are going to cost, what things are going to look like from a finished material perspective, how that affects price and so forth. After that, we have what is very unique to us, which is called our pre-construction phase. So this is a requirement for all of our clients, no matter the project. I am a big believer in pre-construction. We are big believers that it is the cornerstone and foundation to a project. And I'll explain a little bit why later as to why it's so important to your project. There are a lot of decisions that need to be made, even in just a bathroom remodel, that we really want to guide our clients through that process and also be on the same page with them before proceeding to contract signature and moving forward with us. So typically how that pre-construction process works is we require a retainer up front. Now that's dependent on the project. And then depending on the project, we have a set amount of meetings that will come by to the home or do them via Zoom and discuss more about the project, talk about finished materials. We also provide 3D and 2D renderings for all of our projects. So that way, when our clients are going through our pricing exercises, they're also seeing a visual along with that pricing as well. The other thing that I like to do through our pre-construction is our estimates, or our pricing exercises, what we like to call them, are divided into tiers. So I always provide a couple different tiers to our clients. So we'll give them a tier 1 budget or estimate, which includes things like gold finishes, a little bit more higher end material. We'll give them a mid-range budget, and then also not a lower end, but just a more budget friendly option with chrome finishes or something like that. So that's our pre-construction phase. It's super important to us and super important for the client to have success throughout their projects. After that, once everything is agreed in terms of design, selections, we then proceed into contract signature. So we'll draft up the contract, officially set the allowances for our client. To give you guys some context on those allowances, typically all of our clients that work with us, since we are full service, most of them pick out all of their finished materials through our vetted vendors. So when you sign with us, you're getting the full price of your project. You're getting allowances for those finished materials. And it's your shopping list for when you go out and make your selections and so forth. So contract gets signed and drafted. And then after that, we do an introduction meeting to your project manager. Most of the time it's Angelo right here. So he will go through that introduction meeting with our clients, go through our different features that we have to offer, our client portal, which I'll talk about here in a second, talk about selections with them and create some checkpoint meetings. So that way we're planning the project and getting all the selections done in time for our start date and so forth. After that initial meeting, then it's our client's favorite part, which is the actual selection process. My wife likes to call our vendors the Sephora of construction. When you walk in there, there is so many options to choose from. There's so many different finished faucets, shower heads, tiles, everything you could possibly think of. It's the Disneyland of construction. So our clients go and meet with our vetted vendors. They meet with their expert designers. They help them and guide them through those selections. And most importantly, help them find selections that are within their budget and within the allowance that we agreed upon. How that selection process works, if our clients go under allowance, then we give that back to them as a credit, or if there are any additions to the project, we use that to cover those costs. If they go over in allowances, completely fine. Decisions change. We just charge the difference on the cost of that finished
So
material.
there is flexibility there.
Yeah, tons of flexibility within that. So yeah, next after that is the actual construction process, and that is where our clients sit back, relax, and watch their dream renovation or dream project turn into an actual reality and so forth. So, like I said, we're really big on just the pre-construction and all these steps before construction. We feel like it's very important to set a good foundation when you're walking into the actual construction and so forth. So some more ways we deliver value. Like I said, we do offer a couple different features that sets us apart from other contractors in the area. And one of those features that we launched here in last year in 2025 was our client portal. So every single one of our clients has this client portal for their project. Again, no matter what project we're dealing with, this client portal is a one-stop shop for your entire project. So it has all your invoices, payments, balances that are due. It has your project schedule, so that way you can see kind of what's going to be done on a week-to-week basis. It has all of our messaging that is needed throughout the project. So that's where Angelo does a lot of this communication with our clients. It's just a one-stop shop for everything about your project. It's in this client portal that we have to offer. The other great thing about it is that our clients keep their client portals forever. So if they ever need to go back and reference a selection they made or a contract or any important document, this client portal is theirs to keep forever, which I think is a neat way for them to also have that.
Do the materials get stored in here? Like,
Yes.
did they pick the type of window, the type of paint?
Yep.
and stuff like
Yeah, all those items. So we have a selections page in this as well. And that gets broken down, all the selections in there. That allows our clients to approve each selection. It's a really, really neat way, again, to keep everything organized. The software we partner with is Buildertrend. They're incredible software that help out a lot of contractors and so forth. The other thing that we launched here recently is what we call our client updates. So this is essentially just the construction newsletter. So our project managers every single Friday will send this out to our clients, and it's just a brief overview of what we've completed throughout the week, what's to come the next week, if there are any delays or anything that needs to be well documented or communicated is in this newsletter that we send out. It also contains some photos and images of the project, what we've completed, and how that process is going. So this is very helpful. We do work with some clients that can't be home sometimes, that are out on vacation. So this allows you to be in track of what's going on in real time and on a week-to-week basis. Our vetted vendors is another great feature that we have. So like I said, we've been working with a lot of our vendors for multiple years. Mosaic, who I wanted to highlight today, is one of our top vendors. It's the main vendor that we use for a lot of our projects. They sell a lot of finished interior material. My father's been partnered with them since 2000. So we've been together for almost 26 years at this point. They're incredible. They're great. They have great designers there that sit down with our clients and really make sure that their goals and needs are met. The designers and our vendors, they partner with our project managers. So our client doesn't have to walk in there with their selection guide, with any of that information. That's all done between Angelo and our vetted vendors behind the scenes and so forth. So just wanted to give a quick highlight. Mosaic is located out in Chantilly. Their showroom is incredible, super professional, very organized. So if you guys have some chance, I would definitely highly recommend to check it out if you have any projects or so forth. But they're great. So I've talked a lot about our features, talked a little bit about what we have to offer. But why Geva? To me, that is the golden question as to why would your clients need to choose us for their projects, or again, yourselves for your projects as well. So I'm a big stickler, like I said, on honesty and being transparent with our clients up front. So we have a very, very unique process to us. And I'm a firm believer that not every contractor, no matter how great they are, is a perfect fit for every client. And not every project, no matter how great the contractor is a perfect fit for that project. So I'm a very firm believer in my mission here at Geva Construction and as a contractor from that first initial phone call is to really hear out our clients' goals and needs. And if we can't service that to the best of our abilities, helping them find a direction or pointing them to a person that can assist them as best as possible. So this isn't more so on why Geva is perfect for every single client, because I would be lying to you if I said Geva was perfect for every client. I'd rather have your clients find somebody that they trust and that they can work with fluidly throughout the process, right? And if that is us, then that's incredible. Now, with that being said, I want to give some flowers to our industry. There are other great contractors out in Virginia and across the country that do exceptional and great work. I think the beautiful part of our industry is we get to work with a lot of great contractors, whether that's subcontractors or working on different jobs. So there are definitely a lot of great options right in this area. But why Jeva? Why would you trust us with your project? There's two reasons why. Like I said, this might sound a little bit counterintuitive, but I don't believe every contractor is meant for every client, and I don't believe every project is meant for every contractor. So we really strive on making sure that that client receives a trustworthy response from the first moment that they call them. At the end of the day, these aren't, $5,000 projects. These are $100,000 projects. These are $80,000 projects. These are $200,000 projects, right? These investments are some of the biggest investments that your clients are going to make in their lives, and they should choose somebody that they can trust, right? And that's what we want to exemplify from that first phone call, is really finding somebody that they trust. The other thing that I've talked about a little bit is I really want to reiterate our pre-construction process. Like I said, home improvement projects are some of the largest investments that your clients are going to make. And I believe that they should be treated with that care, treated with the detail that they deserve and the proper planning that goes into it. So to be very clear, we do offer, like I said, free estimates, free ballpark estimates, free in-person consultations, but we don't offer free proposals nor free pre-construction. That is something that our clients have to commit to that process and pay that retainer in order to work with us and really go through those nitty-gritty details. And that's what our pre-construction is all about. It's about being very detailed and thorough through all those different steps of your project, making sure that when that client signs on that dotted line, that they're getting that price, that they know what they're going to spend. I've heard countless horror stories of contractors working with clients. They send them a lowball estimate, and then next thing you know, they end up spending more than what we would have charged them to just do it right the first time, right? So that's what we really are believers in, doing things right the first time, making sure that the pre-construction of the process, pre-construction of your project is done with an attention to detail and care that it deserves. So with that being said, last but not least, to just reiterate the point of pre-construction and our goals and so forth, and why we don't follow, I guess, the traditional realm of free estimates that our industry has thrown out into the world, is what I call my grocery store example. As most of you, probably all of you, have to go to the grocery store because it's a necessity in your life. I dread it, don't like it. I know that it's needed. I only like going to the grocery store if I'm cooking something and I need something very specific. But usually I forget everything. My wife yells at me because I end up buying a bunch of Oreos that we don't need, and it's just not a great experience, right? As I was sitting down, I had a question actually asked to me a couple weeks ago on how long does it take you to go to a grocery store? And I sat there and I thought about that question, and I'm like, well, probably 30 minutes to an hour at best, right? And if you don't know me, I'm a very big numbers person. I'm a math freak, and it bothered me, that question, not being able to know exactly to the second how long it took me to go to the grocery store. And as I sat and thought about it some more, I realized that the question is impossible to answer, right? Because every single grocery trip is completely different. Every single time you go to get something that you need for your home is going to be completely different, right? And if I can't know how long it's going to take me every single trip on a grocery store, I'm not going to expect my clients to have all their decisions made and be able to pick a contractor just by one free estimate and one free piece of paper. I believe that this takes time. I believe it takes detail, and that's what we strive for at Jeva Construction with that pre-construction phase. The other reason why our pre-construction is so important and why this grocery example fits with it so well is, I don't know about you guys, but every single time I go to the grocery store without a shopping list, I always spend way more than what I need to. I get things that I don't really need for the week. And again, I get yelled at by my wife because I bought way too much stuff that I didn't really need, right? So for me, I need a grocery list. I need a shopping list. I need to walk into that grocery store knowing exactly what I need, exactly what I need to get, and exactly how much I'm going to be spending, so that way we can be staying on budget. And in the same sense, I want my clients to walk into our grocery store, walk into their projects with a detailed list of everything that's going to go through. And I don't believe that that can be done just off of one initial meeting. I believe that it takes time. I believe that it takes dedication, detail to the process. And that is the typical client that partners with us and succeeds throughout projects, is the clients that are willing to take that time throughout that process and getting a product and a project that they can be proud of, and craftsmanship that speaks beyond itself. I had this conversation the other day with my sister who's looking to get her bathroom redone as well. And she was telling me, when it comes to her selections, it's just tile, shower head, and some vanities, right? And I asked her, I was like, well, what color tile do you want? How do you want that tile laid? Do you want bullnose edging? Do you want metal edging? Well, how about your shower head? Do you want that to be an arm flange and a rain shower head coming off the wall? Do you want that coming from the ceiling? How big? What style do you want? Do you want it to be round? Do you want it to be oval? Do you want it to be square? What color vanity do you want? Do you want a black vanity, gray vanity, white vanity, blue vanity, right? All those questions in one small bathroom, right? And in the same way that I'm not going to expect my clients to make those decisions off of that first meeting and that first estimate, right? We also want to make sure that our clients are sitting down and making those list of items, right? And going through that process with us. So that way they know exactly what they're spending, what they're going through, and they're working with professionals that can answer all those questions and explain why metal edging is a better option than bullnose for this specific example, right? And that's what our pre-construction phase is for and what we truly believe in. So with that being said, we may not be for every single client, we may not be for every single project, but we really want to ensure that every goal and need is met for anybody that calls us and walks through the door. And if you do partner with us, you're going to get a product and a process and an experience that I believe is truly one of a kind that sets us apart with other contractors here in London, Virginia. So like I said, I really appreciate Jose for your time and for you guys as well for making the time to be out here and allowing us the opportunity to speak. So I will open up the floor to any questions if you guys have any. If not, then again, I appreciate your guys' time. Yes.
Working with insurance.
Yes, we can work with insurance if a client needs so. We do offer financing. However, that is on a job per job basis. So it just depends on the situation and the client itself. Yeah. Yes.
How good are you at meeting the deadlines? And do you have any penalty on the contract if you don't meet it?
Yes. So when it comes to deadlines, like I said, from that first initial phone call, we're very honest and transparent on what something is going to look like and cost. So when we create those schedules within our software and so forth, and Angelo goes through that process, our deadlines are within what I would say a week to 2 weeks of what we're trying to actually accomplish. Now, I will be upfront. We really specialize in craftsmanship and quality. We typically just don't have the team and the vendors that we work with to be able to just do jobs quickly or flipping jobs, if that makes sense. Our specialty is more so craftsmanship and quality, and working with clients that kind of want a dream renovation rather than something that just needs to be done and sold immediately, if that makes sense. Yeah, like I said, there's other contractors that specialize in that. That's just not what we specialize in. So when it comes to deadlines and times, I'll be transparent and honest. We aren't the quickest contractors, but you are going to get the most quality of product because we take our time and make sure everything is crafted with the utmost expertise. So if that answers your question, I hope.
And also you have to realize then when we start with demolition,
Yeah.
you don't see what is behind the walls.
Yeah, with
So
remodel
that
work.
will actually add a day, 2 days, whatever time it is.
Yeah.
Because one time, and then many times, I actually opened the bathroom walls and there were water because there was leaking from the roof.
Yeah.
So
You guys do
things like
pools?
that.
We have a connection of someone that does do pools, so yeah, you can get in contact with me after. Awesome. Any other questions for myself? Yes.
I don't know if I missed it, but are you just in Virginia? Or are you keeping Maryland and Virginia?
No, we strictly do work in Virginia as of right now. Now that's not to say that we won't expand into DC and Maryland, but as of right now, we're fully licensed in Virginia and primarily do a lot of work in Virginia. However, we do travel throughout Virginia. We're licensed to work in many different counties and so forth. So most of our work is in Northern Virginia. It's where our office is located, but we're willing to travel and help you guys out with your needs and so forth. Cool. Awesome.
I have an
Yes.
idea.
Yes.
Said you went to the supermarket because you don't.
Yeah, exactly. It's very rare when that goes, but. Awesome. Well, if there's no other questions,
What's up? I'm doing voice for 7 months, so.
that's just an example.
Yeah, I know, but.
Just an example.
Just put it to a week or so because.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No questions for you.
No questions?